welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. Welcome back, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and today we have another Instagram sales video. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this one and what I do, I check out some of the main consignment pages on Instagram. We go through some of the books that recently have sold, check out the prices, and of course, check GPA analysis to see if they got good deals or not. But before we get into the video, like always, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, you're definitely missing out. I'm not only doing comics on this channel, we always cover collectibles as well. With that said, hit that like button for me, guys, hit the sub button, and let's check out these Instagram books. So the first book we're going to jump into is a nice Bronze Age key. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 129. We all know what it is. This classic Gil Kane and John Romita cover. And of course, it's the first appearance of the Punisher, Frank Castle. Now this book was a CGC 7.0, a white pager that was listed on Diamond Comic Club for $1,499. Now, I don't know the full sales price. I'll tell you guys that right now. I'm just going by what they listed the book for, and it was for $14.99. Hopefully, this person got a deal. Let's check it out. In a 7.0 grade, the last sale recorded by GPA was this month for only $1,326. The 90-day average, of course, was $1,432. 12-month rolling average, $1,475. 2023, this book was $1,618, and way back in 2022, $2,135. So right off the bat, remember this book is a white pager which commands a premium when selling on Instagram and other platforms. So hopefully this person paid around $1,400. In my opinion, that's really what it's worth right now. But either way, if you're a big Spidey fan, if you're a Punisher fan, this is a must-own book. Hopefully they're collecting this one for the long term. We're going to stick with my boys over at Diamond Comic Club and check out this book, another ASM key. It is a copy of ASM number 135, technically the second or third appearance of Frank Castle the Punisher, depending on who you talk to. Regardless, this is a 6.5 cream to off-white pager, which they had listed for only $129, a steal in my opinion. Or is it? Let's check it out. According to GPA, the last sale of a 6.5 was $110 just this month. The 90-day average, $117. 12-month rolling average, $134. 2023, $138. And in 2022, the average is $178. Now, this book is a beautiful cover, one of my favorites done by the great John Romita. In 2022, we're talking only about $178, now down to $110. Hopefully this person got a little bit of a deal, but hey, if they overspent by $20, it is not a big deal. Definitely a book I want to own in my collection, and this one is still pretty cheap and undervalued in my opinion. We're going to take a look at one more book from Diamond Comic Club, and it is a big one. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300. Hell, who knows? That is what's selling right now. ASM keys. This one in a CGC 9.8 with white pages, they had it listed for $2,899. Now, I know this book at some point way back when was upwards of nearly $9,000. It came down to $6,000, then it came down to $5,000. Now it's all the way under $3,000. So I hope this book does not fall anymore. But let's check out the GPA data. The last sale was this month for $3,000. Right on cue. The 90-day average, $3,158 on 27 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $3,437. In 2023, the average was $3,637. And all the way back in 2022, just under $5K, $4,863. But look at the freaking amount of copies that were sold in that time frame just in a 9.8. This book continues to drop. Yes, of course I want to own it. Venom is one of my most favorite modern characters there is, created by the Todd Father, of course. With that said, is $3,000 the bottom for this book, or is it continually going to fall? I love to hear what you guys think in the comments. We're going to head over to Grails right now on Instagram and check out some of their books. Here we have a copy, a raw book, a Fantastic Four number 48, and the first full appearance of the Silver Surfer, and of course the second appearance of Galactus. Now they had this book graded at around a 3.5. To me, it's probably right on point. There's a little bit of damage at the top left-hand corner of the book, but other than that, presents really nice. So they had it listed for $799, and we're going to check out the GPA analysis for a 3.5 CGC graded copy. The last sale for a 3.5 was $660 just this month in April. The 90-day average, $762 on 10 sales. The 12-month rolling average, $849. In 2023, $972. But way back in 2022, look at that, guys, $1,559. And I can tell you this right now, in 2021 and 2020, this book was even higher than that. I remember when Disney first purchased Fox, this book went bananas and has since come down about 75% in most grades. I also want to take a look at a Universal 4.0, which recently sold this month for $925. Hopefully, whoever purchased this book got a little bit of a deal off that price, or if they plan on grading this book, hopefully it comes back a 4.0. So, of course, now we're going to go to the big dogs of the Instagram sellers, Elite Comics 11. They probably have sold the most books that I've seen from me scrolling over the past month. And, of course, what do we have here? Another copy of an Amazing Spider-Man key. That's right. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 14. We all know what this book is, the first appearance of the Green Goblin. This one in a CGC 4.0 with off-white to white pages. They had it listed for $1,499. So let's check out GPA. Let's see what they say. The last sale for this book, $1,200 in April of this year, just this month. The 90-day average for this book is all the way up at $1,574 though. The 12-month rolling average, $1,689. 2023, the average was $1,778. That is crazy, but it gets crazier than that. In 2022, the average is $2,331. If you don't own an ASM 14, is now the time to buy. This book has really taken almost a 50% haircut, and I think for Silver Age Spider-Man, there is no other better books, comics at least, that I want to buy. I think for most part, if you buy them at the right time, they're pretty good books to own for the long term, but if you're not a Spidey fan, maybe you don't want to go ahead and purchase them regardless. Hopefully this person paid under that $1,500 ask, because the last sale being $1,200, but the 90-day being all the way almost at $1,600. We'll see, to each his own. Either way, it's a great book. So we're going to stick with Elite and talk about this book right here. It is a CGC 9.4, a white pager of the all-new, all-different X-Men number 101. The first time we see the Phoenix, right? Now, Elite had this book listed for $999, and I want to take a moment to remind you, these are the list price. Yes, we have confirmations that these books sold, but we don't know what they actually sold for, so keep that in the back of your head. The last sale for this book in a 9.4, according to GPA, was $990, so right on the money. The 90-day average up at $1,007, but only 12 sales in 3 months. The 12-month rolling average, $1,089 on 38 sales, and in 2023, the average is $1,098. A little dyslexia going on with those two numbers. In 2022, the average was $1,475. So I got to tell you, this book is holding up pretty well in my opinion. I think we have a long way to go for the Phoenix to show up in the MCU. Regardless, you should not be buying this book for MCU spec. You won't own it because it's an amazing X-Men key and a phenomenal cover, and not only that, a great story to boot. I want to hear what you guys think of this book being purchased for around $1,000. Drop me the comments down below. Holy Spider-Man, Batman. What do we have here? It is another Amazing Spider-Man key, this one from the modern age. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 601 in this iconic cover by J. Scott Campbell, one of my favorite Mary Jane covers, especially from the J-Man. Now, Elite Comics 11 had this book listed for $599, and let's see what GPA says. The last sale, according to GPA, was right at that number, $600, last sale this month. The 90-day average, $586 on 15 sales. That shocks me that this book is only at 15 sales in a 9.8, over the last 90 days. The 12-month rolling average, $550. 2023, the average was $510, and in 2022, all the way down at $364. So this is one of those books which has really come up over the past couple of years instead of going the opposite way. Figure that. What does that tell me? People love The Amazing Spider-Man, but not only that, they love J. Scott Campbell covers, and I think this one is probably his best one. That and the amazing Black Cat cover he did with Spidey, with them making out, those are two of my favorites. Regardless, I think this person got a pretty good deal in this one, and a 9.8. Let's just hope that CGC doesn't start spitting out 9.9s and Gen 10s anytime soon. What do we have here? Some more Todd Father goodness. This is the second book by Todd McFarlane on this video. Here we have a Batman number 423, the first print in a CGC 9.8 with white pages, listed for almost $2,000 from Elite Comics 11. Now, a lot of people think that I hate this book. Oh, the contrary guys, I absolutely love this book. I just think it's a little bit too expensive in super high grade, but let's check it out. Let's see what GPA says. We just had a last sale this month for right at $2,000, and it wasn't this copy. I can tell you that right now. Hopefully this person got a little bit of a deal, but hey, if they paid full price, they're right where they should be. The 90-day average for this book is $2,129. The 12-month rolling average is $2,187, and in 2023, the average is all the way up at $2,200, so only about a $50 difference. In 2022, the average was $2,546 on 23 sales. The one thing I'll notice, there were 4 sales over the past 90 days compared to 2022. That's really only about half the sales from way back when, which is actually a really good sign in my opinion. So this book is holding strong. The Todd Father knows what he's doing. A great cover. I just think for me personally, I don't want to spend $2,000 on this book, but hell, if you do, I cannot complain. It is really worth it according to these GPA data. Up next is some classic Neal Adams, but not only that, we have a first appearance here. It is the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, Batman number 232, in a CGC 7.5 and an old label to boot. We all know collectors out there like to take these old labels, get them pressed and cleaned and resubmitted, looking for that bump. Now this book is pretty cheap and high grade, only asking $425 from Elite Comics 11. Let's check out GPA, see what they say. The last sale, believe it or not, for a 7.5 was $353 just last month, March of 2024. But the 90-day average was all the way up at $507. The 12-month rolling average, $563. 2023, the average was $601, and in 2022, $763 on 14 sales. I think that 353 is probably an anomaly, or else somebody got a really good deal on this book. Usually when I have a 90-day average and a last sale so far apart, I usually split the difference, so let's do that right now. That would be around 150 points, so it takes $75 off that 507 is roughly what? $425. So that is a pretty good deal in my opinion. Someone probably paid right around what this book is worth, and hopefully they get a bump because I know that's why they bought this book. And we are going to end this video with some more classic Neal Adams, but not only that, I think this is Neal's best cover and his most important book. We all know that this book defined the new age Joker we got from the 1970s on. Regardless, here we have a CGC 8.5, a white pager, but not only that, this was signed by the late great Neal Adams. Elite was asking $1,200 for this book, and let's see how they did. Now we're going to take that 8.5 according to GPA, and we could see the last sale of an 8.5 signed by the great Neal Adams was $1,275. Same with the 90-day average, same with the 12-month rolling average. You could see how scarce this book is in an 8.5 signed by Neal Adams. With that said, we have to go all the way back to 2023. The average was $1,800 on, again, just one sale. 2022 average, $1,962 on 3 sales. Man, I would have loved to own this book, a white pager, a great cover, signed by Neal, and they got it under all the last sale, all the 90-day average, and all the price data that we see in front of us on GPA. Congrats to the person who bought this book. You got a phenomenal deal in my opinion. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, a lot of great books can be had via Instagram and these consignment pages. So make sure you're going through and looking for books that you want to own for the future of your collection. With that said, a few things I also noticed was that what was selling: Batman keys, Spider-Man keys for the most part, right? We had some MCU spec in there with FF48 and X-Men number 101. But other than that, a lot of great Silver and Bronze Age books can be had for decent deals right now if you want to own them. I always say collect for the long term. Don't buy stuff if you want to sell within the next 5 years, because I do think that's how you get yourself in trouble. With that said, one announcement before I let you go. If you're interested in selling your comic book collection, I want you to do me a favor. Go to the description of this video and every video, click my link, email me, let me know what you have, because we're always looking to buy collections here on the channel. Hope you guys enjoy the video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.